Josh Ulrich. Your bike is one of the bikes that runs the new lithium ferrous lightweight batteries. Under the seat, it's tucked in there. And it drops like 6 pounds, and you tried and succeeded in what, dropping 10 since last year?
18. My number, 18. It was a solid number. I think I raced at New Jersey around 186 pounds, and today I weigh 168 pounds. So.
And then you lost an additional 6 for a total of 24 by replacing the battery.
Well, you know, one thing I learned last year was apparently superbike guys aren't screwing around. And so, you know, while weighing 180 to 185 pounds is okay for super stock, it wasn't okay when you're racing guys like Matt Mladen or Josh Hayes, you know, so everything kind of helps. So, you know, I didn't see a big difference in like riding the bike at 5, but I saw a big difference at 10, and then another 8 didn't really hurt. But anyway, back to the battery. It seems like in superbike class, you know, like any class in the AMA, everything you can do counts. So you lose 18 pounds off you, yeah, that's a big difference. You lose 6 pounds off the bike, that's a big difference. And so what we've achieved by sticking the battery in there, it's lighter, you know, 6 pounds lighter than a standard battery is, you know, for a couple $100, you know, we've taken off 6 pounds. You can't do that. You can't buy that in titanium or carbon fiber. Actually, you're not allowed to run carbon fiber per the rule book, but it costs you a couple $1,000s in titanium to actually achieve that. Or, you know, maybe you can get some lighter wheels or whatever, and so that's still vastly more expensive than, you know, a couple $300 and you go on down the road.
Jason Levitt, we have a plethora of batteries here.
Indeed we do.
And we start our battery lesson today with a standard battery from a standard sport bike. It is lead acid.
It is a lead acid battery indeed. It's essentially the same technology that's been in use now for the better part of 100 years. They're actually of good quality, but they are certainly not appropriate for a performance or racing motorcycle. And that is where the lithium battery comes into play.
This little gem here.
Correct.
In my 1000 Gixxer or R1
Yes,
or
sir.
whatever, CBR 1000, this P2 can replace this piece of lead.
Yes, indeed.
And the thing that is making it heavy is lead, not the acid.
That's correct. Obviously, the acid being a liquid, and it is heavy in itself, but the lead plates inside are what contribute to the large percentage of the weight.
And lithium batteries today, this is lithium ferrous battery, ferrous meaning iron.
Correct. We've chosen this particular variant of the lithium ion cell because it's exceedingly safe. It doesn't cause an energy chain, or in other words, a fire. You can essentially do just about anything to these batteries, and they're in fact much safer than a lead acid battery. We've actually seen bad charging systems lead to these batteries expanding and leaking acid all over your prized motorcycle, ruining paint and tires and everything else. Our batteries don't have that problem.
Okay, now this cute little battery here
Yes.
is the P1, good
Correct.
for 600s and smaller?
Correct. In fact, that's the battery that the majority of the teams here in the AMA paddock are using in both Daytona Sport Bike and AMA Super Sport. It weighs just about 12 ounces and has just about 120 cranking amps.
It has this cute little pigtail, which is a very handy-dandy deal. Can we get cute little pigtails for other things?
Absolutely. We make a version of the P2 which also includes the quick disconnect if you should so choose. In fact, we've got a number of different variants. You can just take a look at our website or your website to take a look, and then talk to one of us to see what might fit your bike best.
So we have here a standard battery.
Correct. This is the battery that comes standard in 2008 and newer Ducati 848, 1098, 1198, 1198R. And we're going to put it on a scale.
Survey says
It should be around 8.55 pounds. All right.
it is right around there, give or take 1,000.
Yeah, it's robust. Okay, so we will now use the replacement which is our P2, which should weigh, what, about 1.58 pounds, 1.59 pounds.
That's a grand total savings of 6 pounds.
Fairly substantial.
7 pounds.
Fairly substantial. And I should note that this Ducati battery is actually not the heaviest battery in an open class sport bike. If you have a Kawasaki ZX-10, it will be even heavier. A Hayabusa, even heavier, and so on and so forth. This P2 is capable of starting all of them. The really great thing, and the way that you should look at this, is benefit pound per dollar. And so people go to great lengths to reduce the weight of their bikes, exhaust systems, wheels, exotic materials like titanium and magnesium. Here, for $250 retail, you save almost 8 pounds. It's unparalleled.
And right up underneath your butt, where
That's
it's
right.
at the top of a pendulum trying to swing back and forth in a turn.
In fact, a great example of that is a kit gas tank in use by almost every superbike team in the paddock, sometimes at a cost of $2,500, aluminum, hand-formed, so on and so forth. Saves about 4 pounds from the same area. So for roughly 10% of the cost, you're saving twice that amount of weight in one shot.